All right, so I'm so excited today. Not too often do you get the opportunity to talk to really somebody that's legendary, that's changed a culture in America. I mean, this guy was part of a shift that is, so it touched millions and millions of people around the world. And what I'm really excited about is to find out, did he know it? Did he know when he was a young man writing hip hop and rap and singing and being part of this culture, did he realize the shift in America and what a tremendous change that they were going to make? And what is really cool is this kid came from Dallas, Texas, but he was right out of Compton. And so we're going to talk to Tracy Curry, Doc. They call him the D.O.C. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you, Tommy. It's a pleasure and an honor.
Oh my God! Back at you. We've been crossing paths for quite a few years here.
Yeah, man, you struck me out a few years ago, and I was going to get you back.
Oh my gosh!
About a week ago, and you slid out on me.
See, now we play in a celebrity softball game together, and I do have a mean knuckleball I can throw in softball, and so I was excited. So a couple of weeks ago we played in the game. It's every year, and I pitch every year. But this year, I think like the fifth batter up, Noah Syndergaard, 6'9", mammoth of a guy. He needs to be in movies. This guy's just chiseled and ripped.
He's huge.
But yeah, played in the MLB, and he's a lefty, so I threw this knuckleball, hung it out there, but I hung it too far outside, and he took that thing right back at me. Had to be 130 miles an hour. I'm still swollen all over my stomach. It caught me in the wrist, and so you thought I slid. I was there, but I was hurting. I couldn't pitch anymore that game. It knocked me out, but we had a lot of fun.
I didn't strike out this time, but I got thrown out.
Let me tell you, don't feel bad because I struck out a lot of people over the years.
No, you got it. You got me.
Players.
You got me. I was mad, but it's I really enjoy that event.
Yes.
Because number one, it's for a great cause.
It's so important how TK set that thing up because
absolutely.
It supports our veterans and first responders and so many other charities that he's able to bring along. I don't even know how many charities, probably like 30 or 40.
It's just awesome to connect with people that are, I'm of the mind that when you are blessed in this world, the way that you maintain those blessings is to serve other people.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the reasons I go every year. And some of those veterans, some of those servicemen, they're so grateful that they want to give me their jewelry, their Purple Hearts.
Oh,
and I know, man. And I don't want to, it's really difficult because that's, what you had to go through to get that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say no because now you're going to feel a certain way. And so I'm figuring out a way to honor those men through my effort.
Yes.
Yeah. And make sure that their name lives on through the work that I do.
What's got to be the most gratifying thing? I know for me, I have a megaphone. You've got a huge megaphone, right? And to be in that position today, that we're old enough to understand the importance of honoring these guys, and that you can do that in a way that maybe we couldn't have done it 20, 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty strong. And And I find it so important. And when I'm tired and have been on the road too long and working, I just think about what these guys have done. I go, yeah, all right, I'm in. It doesn't matter. My life's pretty cush compared to what these fellas have been.
Everybody's got a job, but those guys have, their job is the ultimate stressful space.
Yeah.
And they walk that walk with their heads up, and they give us the benefit of their lives so that at the very least, I can give them my time and energy to say thank you.
Hell yes. So did you have any military in your family growing up?
Yeah, my dad was in the service. He was in Vietnam.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he talks about it all the time.
That was the unthankful war for our veterans. Those guys, because I had a guy, he's like my brother. He was always at our house, and he went, and he couldn't talk about Vietnam up until 20 years ago. He couldn't talk about it because when he came back, he was one of the guys that got spit on.
Wow.
Did your dad have an experience, a bad experience?
Yeah, my dad talks a lot about it, but it's never good. It's never, it's never a glowing sort of a commentary about the experience.
Do you feel that had any influence on you, the military background that he had?
I think wanting to be like, my dad was just a great person to emulate, right? His mannerisms and his style of speaking, and he's a singer, and so he sang around the house all the time. And so that part of him, I just wanted to be like,
Do you think that's what gave you early inspiration?
Absolutely. He spoke so, and I'm from the South.
Yeah.
And so most folks in the South, they have this draw, or this twang. But my dad, he spoke as if he was at CBS News or something.
Wow.
And I just love to hear him speak. And he has a beautiful singing voice. So he would sing Nat King Cole every Christmas, just walking through the house.
Really?
And I loved it, and kind of wanted to be that. So my love of music absolutely came from that guy.
I thought as a young man, I grew up, at 5 years old watching movies, Fred Astaire and all these amazing singers and dancers and watching Nat King Cole and going, okay, I thought I was going to sing and dance my way through Hollywood. Problem is, I got 2 left feet and I can't sing a lick. So I had to just maybe try to make somebody laugh a little bit. But
that's how I did it.
Yeah, the problem too is I had this terrible Southern drawl. I grew up in Corpus Christi, Texas. I sound like a country boy.
Yeah.
But hiring me as an actor in Hollywood, I don't look like I talked, right? They go, well, no, you got to play this New York kid, this Italian, this everything else but some kid from South Texas. So I had to learn dialects.
That's cool.
I left at age 19. You grew up in Dallas, Texas.
West Dallas Projects.
Excuse me. Oak Cliff.
No, I went back and forth between Oak Cliff and West Dallas. I was born in West Dallas. I was raised in Oak Cliff.
Okay.
But during, my childhood, my parents broke up and had to do their deal.
Yeah.
And so I went back to live with my grandmother in West Dallas when I was in 6th grade.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to John J. Pershing. I was bused. I was a part of those first.
Oh my God,
bus
that was a
years.
nightmare.
It was tough.
That whole busing thing.
It was tough. But I stayed in West Dallas until the high school, and then I went back and lived with my father for a couple of years during high school. Mm-hmm. School just wasn't something I was very good at. We were really poor, and kids are mean.
Mean in general.
Yeah, and so I didn't like going there.
Yeah.
I just didn't like. And so I skipped a lot of school. And because I was skipping school, I read a lot of books because I wanted my dad to think I was going to school. And so so when rap came, I had all these words that were in my head.
Wow.
Because I had done so much reading.
How old were you when?
17. I was actually 14, 15 when I sort of got the bug. But
Do you remember who you heard first and went, this music, this is something new?
Well, the first rap record I heard was Sugar Hill Gang. I think everybody heard that record. Seems like
Yeah.
The Chicken Tastes Like Wood. What is it called? Rapper's Delight was the name.
Yeah, Rapper's
That was the first song I heard where it resonated, you know.
Yeah.
But the first rap artist that I heard when I felt like this is something I want to do was a guy named Run, who's in a group called Run DMC.
Oh, yeah, I think we all heard of that.
Yeah, I heard of that guy. And so when I saw him, I said, I want to be him, you know?
Yes.
Because he had so much confidence. He had so much power on that stage. And my voice was similar to his. Like I could do what he was doing.
So what had to be fun is you had to meet Reverend Run.
I did.
Yeah. Later, once you got to Hollywood.
I did. I remember.
Say Hollywood, Los Angeles.
This is before.
Yeah.
I was still.
No. I mean, as a kid, then later, I'm sure you got to meet him.
No, I met him before. Like I was in a group called the Feel It Fresh Crew here in Dallas.
Oh, really?
We were doing local shows. We would open for these shows. And so we opened for a show that they did.
Come on.
Yeah, and I got up and did my thing, and I saw him walk out to the front and watch me perform. And I knew then I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, because he came out and he didn't say anything to me afterwards. But the fact that he came out, Fab Five Freddy is calling.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that cool?
Are you serious?
And so,
Fab Five Freddy.
let's talk about hip hop. And so,
Just so everybody realizes, just about 5 minutes ago before we walked in here, Dre
Dr. Dre's texting.
was texting you.
He's a jokester. He likes to text me things that he thinks is funny. I don't think it's funny. But
That's funny, actually. You guys could have a sitcom. I'm producing it. We'll write it together. There we go.
bro, you don't want it. You do not want Dre on your set.
No, come on.
Oh, it's a headache, bro. You'll be there all day. You'll be there all damn day doing the same thing over and over and over again. But Dre is one of my best friends. You know, we've seen a lot of good times and bad times together.
A lot of life. Yeah, and the beauty is, we don't, we have these friends when we start out, right? And no matter what, when we're young, I guess we're more influenced with our friends. And God almighty, I look now and I'm losing them so fast, so many of them. All my best buddies I came up with in the industry. And I'm going, who do I have to talk to? Luckily, you still have some pals.
Yeah, well, we lost some,
Yeah.
too,
Oh, yeah.
We lost ours young, but we're blessed to be here. And if you're still here, then there's a purpose for you to be here. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And so now that you're old enough to understand the difference between a gift and a blessing, then you repay.
So you were on stage and performing, and Rev Run comes out and watches you.
Yeah, and so I knew I was cold-blooded at that point.
I love it.
Because he came out because he heard.
He wants to
Sure,
say, who's got the
that?
mic?
Yeah. Who the hell is that?
Now, you were rapping? Did you sing along with the rap, or was it just hardcore
Back
rap?
then, it was just me.
Yeah.
Back then, you didn't sing along with anything because they would talk bad about you if you did that.
Oh, really?
Now today, that's all they do.
Yeah.
But back then, it had to be you doing it.
And they were your words.
Absolutely.
So did you finish high school?
No, I did not.
Did you have any teachers in high school that influenced you or that talked to you?
No, I did not.
Because I remember in the third grade, and I had an English teacher, and she goes, "Tommy, you're going nowhere. You just need to learn how to do a trade," right? And here we are, and that's my business, right? The word. And
My first grade teacher was this white woman named Miss Stevenson, and I remember her because she thought that I was so clever. I could read as a young kid very well.
really,
And she just lit up because I read so well.
so there's some inspiration.
Absolutely.
When did you realize that those words that just came to you so naturally, the rhymes, and how old were you?
I had to be about 14 years old, 15 years old.
When did y'all start this first band? What was it called?
The Feel a Fresh crew was my first group. Now,
How old were you?
I was about 15
Really?
years old.
Oh my gosh.
And there were guys that back then, this was when they were breakdancing. And there was this breakdance group in the projects by the Rock's Throw from here, where I grew up, that they were performing at they used to go to where the yuppies go on the weekends, Greenville Avenue.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Back in those days, right? And they would go to the clubs and dance outside these clubs for tips in the bucket. And one of the clubs, there used to be a club called Fast and Cool.
Yeah.
On Greenville. And the guy let him inside to dance, And then one day the guy said, "You should come. Can you introduce us with a rap?"
Oh my.
While we do it. And I thought, yeah, I could. Well, no, they said, "Can you write us a rap so we could introduce ourselves in the thing?" And so I wrote the rap, but none of those guys could rap. So they said, "You got to do it." I'm 15 years old. I said, "I can't go in a club." They said, "No, you tall, nobody will care." So I went and I did it, and folks really loved it.
Oh my God.
And they were like, and the owner of the club was like, "Every time they come back, I want you to come back." And so that began to be like a weekend thing for us.
No kidding. All right. So when you decided you didn't want to do school anymore and you were having a hard time, tell me about your mom and how was that relationship? How did she deal with you, like trying to figure out what you're going to do? How old were you?
I was 15, 16.
Yeah.
She's a protective mother, as they all
Yeah,
are.
because I'm sure you caught hell.
She didn't want you in the streets, She didn't want you to turn into one of those drug sellers or drug doers,
Yeah.
criminal-minded kids. She knows she's got a good kid. And so she wanted to send me to the service,
Wow.
Yeah, and but I had met, prior to that, one of the guys in my group, the Feel Fresh crew, was a DJ who DJ'd at I think the number one station in Dallas was K104 then, for urban radio. Mm-hmm. And he was a DJ at that place, but he had come from California, and so he knew these guys who made records in California. One of them was named Eazy-E. And
was that all?
And he brought Eazy-E would make what they call hood records, right? They would make tapes and sell them on the street corners in the neighborhood. Eazy-E was starting to gain traction.
Yeah.
They started making wax, and my DJ Dr. Rock would play it on Saturday nights on the radio in Dallas.
No kidding.
So he brought those guys here. I met Eazy and this guy named Dr. Dre, who was the guy that was producing that stuff. And Dre heard me rap, and he was like, "Wow, you are incredible. You should come to California, and I promise you, if you come to LA, we're gonna be rich." And I was like, "Okay, tell my band, let's get it." He's like, I'm not talking about the band. I'm just talking about you. So I can't leave my group to go to California. I don't know anybody out there. I don't,
Yeah.
And then fast forward that 6 months later, I drop out of high school. My mother says, if you're not going to school, then you're going to go to the service. Dre had given me a card. And so I called Dre and said, does that offer still stand? He said, sure. I don't have any place for you to live, but I got a friend with a couch in Compton. You could live on his couch. And so I said, let's do it. And
So they weren't really making money.
no, it hadn't happened for them yet.
Yeah.
Quite yet. In fact, I was if I'm tooting my own horn here,
Please.
I was the catalyst to that explosion because I was able to write records for them that were still gangster records,
Yeah.
but it was void of any of the negative rhetoric, really. It was something that could be played on radio.
And that's what they were missing.
Hell yeah, that's what they were missing. You can't get on the radio with some of that stuff you guys are saying.
So at that time in California, who was like blowing up?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah, it hadn't happened yet.
Wow. So was the East Coast guys?
Yeah.
Was that happening?
They
yet?
were dominant.
Okay.
They owned. It was all in hip hop. Hip hop was all in New York and New Jersey.
Was Wu-Tang out yet?
No, they hadn't showed up yet.
Okay.
No, this is pre the Wu.
It's hard to even imagine that rap hadn't been around that long.
50 plus years now.
It's been around 50 years.
50 plus now.
Wow.
But in my time, it was Run DMC and Big Daddy Kane and LL Cool J.
Now that was just all very commercialized though.
Yeah.
They didn't do gangster.
No,
That's those guys, because they were playing them on the radio and
that's right. But there was a guy named Ice-T he's an LA guy, but he was from the East Coast.
Okay.
And he came to LA and did a record called 6 in the Morning, which most people think is a seminal gangster rap record. And really everything came from that.
Okay. But back when Eazy-E was starting to press some records and Dre was producing them, how dark did they go when they came here? I mean, were they pretty gangster at that point before you really started giving them some smoothing out their lyrics?
Yeah. They talked a lot of smack on records.
Mm-hmm.
But Dre is just a music producer. Even though he's from California, he's from those streets.
Yes.
He didn't live that sort of existence, but Eazy did.
Let's talk about you. At that point, you decide, I'm going, Mom.
That's right. Well, I didn't tell my mom. I had to sneak out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I ran. I was a runaway, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I just didn't want to, and maybe one of the reasons why I do the celebrity game is because I understand what you have to give up, when you join the service, no matter if it's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine. My uncle was a Marine, and he takes that stuff really seriously, but
Yeah.
I just didn't want to go.
Yeah, that's understandable. And you get to L.A., you're by yourself. And tell me about those first few days and did you ever question in your mind, what am I doing?
Hell yes. The first night, and speaking of the Army, when I went to that neighborhood in Compton, beautiful neighborhood, palm trees, beautiful blue sky. But when the sun goes down, that city turned into Beirut.
Really?
Yeah, and all you hear is gunfire and noise and ambulances and police sirens and ghetto birds, the helicopters that come. And man, it was really scary. And I wondered if in that moment I had made the wrong choice because I only had enough money for a one-way ticket.
Wow.
I didn't think about going home.
You didn't even think about buying food.
No. I had a couple $100,
Yeah.
but I believed that Dre had what I needed.
Man, how old were you
17.
To be that committed to make that
I believed him. I knew that I was really good. I knew I was better than 99.9999% of the guys that did that stuff. I knew it.
So what happened? Tell me about those first weeks. And did you sleep on the guy's couch like
Yeah.
I told you about?
I slept on the guy's couch, and there was a female gangbanger from across the street. They used to come over and try to take advantage of me. It was tough, bro. It was tough.
You're a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah. But a couple of days, 2-3 days later, Drake came and took me to the studio, and I did my first song with those guys, which is a song called We Want Easy for Eazy-E. It took about 2 weeks for that song to be number one on the coastline.
What?
And
So tell me about what did you do with that song? What did you have to do with that one?
I just wrote it.
Oh, you wrote it
Yeah, I just wrote
for
it
Eazy-E.
and taught it to Eazy.
Oh my! Were you singing on it as well?
Yeah, well, no, I laid what's called a reference track
Yes.
for him to learn the verbiage. And he took the song home, he learned it, came back the next day and recorded it. A couple weeks later, it's the number one song on the coast in California.
Oh my God!
And
you're going, wow. Well, okay.
yeah,
I can do this.
well, that got Dre enough money to get us all out of Compton, and he got him an apartment in a city called Paramount, which is like a suburb.
Yeah.
And I'm living on the floor, and in that space, no gunshots at night. That's over with, and so I'm happy. And really, I'm just waiting on my turn at this point.
So, but as a writer, did you get to at least split the royalty?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that stuff then,
Yeah.
and so I never got credit for that stuff. I never got paid for that stuff.
That's tough.
Yeah, but it's full circle. I'm in a
How many songs did you write before you realized, well, I need to be a publisher or I need to be the writer? I got to get the writing credit.
about 5 or 6 songs, which sold about 6 or 7 million during that time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a tough break.
Did you get credit on the album covers or anything?
No.
Man, that's tough.
Yeah, but like I was about to say, we're in a full circle moment. I'm in what's called a reversion year. 35 years after a work is created, it goes back to its original owner.
Really?
And so all of that old stuff is we're in the reversion year. So I'm laying claim to it, and all that old money is still owed.
Wow.
And so it's either a fight or it's a settlement. So it comes back.
Hopefully Dre will go, yeah.
This wasn't Dre, this was Eazy-E.
Yeah.
And so now it's Ruthless Records that owes that money.
Oh, I see.
But Dre's turn is up next. Death Row is next.
I see.
It's a lot of stuff I did for Death Row that I was in. After that accident happened, I was in a bad space. And so all that work, I never really paid attention to either.
So y'all blow it up with this, this song you wrote
For Eazy, blows up.
and tell me, it must have felt pretty good. You're thinking,
yeah,
I'm on my way at this.
Oh yeah, I did.
And so, did you get to enjoy any fruits of your labor before the accident?
No,
Like Dre and everybody else.
no. So I think everybody knew that I was the guy.
Yeah.
Everybody knew that when this guy does his thing, he's going to just take over.
Yeah.
And it looked like that was about to happen. I released, we did the Eazy-E record. We did the N.W.A record next. And then we did my record after that. And so over, I'd say, 18-month period,
Yeah.
we made those 3 seminal records. And my record comes out August the 1st, 1989.
Oh my God.
My record is the first single is #1 in the country. In a couple weeks, I've sold 500,000 copies. That's gold in the first month.
That's
I'm about 750,000 copies in the second month. And in the third month, I had the accident.
My God.
I was supposed to go on tour the next week,
Yeah.
my first tour, you know.
Dude, tell me about that time when it was chaos and you're on this trajectory that very few people get to experience, and you got your guys with you.
Yeah.
And tell me about how that felt in those days and how, did you get to celebrate? And, was it just fast action, faster than could you get your head wrapped around what was happening?
No. And at 17, 18 years old, you get out of you,
Yeah, you can't.
And it's just fun. And I don't know if I'm trying to be like Eazy or I want to be myself. All I know is I went from worst to first. I went from the nobody in Dallas to Hollywood, California, where these people think I'm just the cat's pajamas.
Yeah.
And it's great. Well, I didn't get to tour my music, but I toured with them while they did their music. You travel around all of these places and you see the reaction that people are having to your music, even though it's not you performing it, it's something you created. And you see the movement sort of take shape, and it's awesome.
And you saw establishment trying to push back.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Were you around with a lot of that when it was going down? And because Cube was pretty instrumental in causing some friction.
Cube and Eazy.
Yeah.
Eazy was a glutton for the light.
Yeah.
He didn't believe in bad press. All press was good press. So when we got the letter from the FBI about the song,
yeah,
FTP,
yeah,
he was all over it. In fact, he got a weird invite to a gala at the White House that same year and went.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right, so in the movie, because that's the only reference I have, he didn't seem like he was wanting to be the front guy early on, or did he always?
No, man, that was his thing. Eazy was one thing Eazy understood was marketing.
Yeah.
He understood that he was the face, that if they had to come talk, they should have to come talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Dre was the meat and potatoes of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Between Q, myself, and MC Ran. That's where all the writing came from.
No kidding.
And so Eazy was just the face. But he positioned himself there because he had all the money in the beginning. So you couldn't do it without his money.
Right.
So you're going to do it the way he wants to do it. And most of those guys conformed to that train of thinking. I, however, was never one to conform to anybody's train of thinking. And so I talked crazy to everybody. But what can they do? I was writing hit records. They had to take it.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that's a powerful place to be.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about that journey, when you're on top of the world, your record comes out. You guys are at a high that very few people can even get their head wrapped around that level of success. And then the accident. Tell me, what was the first thing you thought about when you opened your eyes in that hospital?
The first thing I saw was my mother. And she was sitting right where that monitor is. And she was crying. And I says to my mother, I'm sorry, because I screwed up. And
could you speak at that point?
I had a whisper. I didn't have a voice.
Because they had to give you like a tracheotomy.
That's what happened. Me losing my voice didn't actually happen in the wreck itself. It was due to a trach. And when I woke up, I had this rasp, and I couldn't really talk. I could whisper it, but it was tough. But I was happy because I was here. I didn't feel. You said high earlier. We were at a high. That's sort of a loose way of explaining where I really was at that moment in my life.
I see.
I was a lot of alcohol and doing some stuff I had no business doing at 17, 18 years old.
Well, you're a kid.
And actually 19, 20 years old at that time. And
were you the youngest of all this group?
No. I think MC Ran, and then Cube, and then me, and then Yella, and then Dre, and then Eazy. But those guys are all like 4 or 5 years older than the writers.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew. And they had gone through all of this stuff. They had been in that world. Hell, Eazy sold the stuff. So he knew that
Dude,
space.
you came from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
Our toughest streets, how did they compare to Compton?
Not very. Back in those days.
Yeah.
My grandmother was my toughest. And she drank Coors Light.
I love her.
And she would pop you upside the back of your head if you got out of line. and that was the extent of my worry.
Yeah.
I wasn't a street guy. I stayed in the house, and
how did
I was a good kid.
How did you write that kind of stuff? How did you match up so well with these guys that all grew up in one of the toughest areas in the country?
I'm just a good storyteller, and this business. It all revolves around the story.
That's everything.
That's everything. And so that made me very valuable to them.
Yeah.
And I was a big kid. I'm not a small kid, and you don't know I can't fight.
Yeah.
You don't know whether if you come up and do the wrong thing, I might knock your block off. You don't know.
That's right.
And so most guys never did. And by that time, Suge and I were hanging out a lot. Down there, that's your guy.
Oh, no. I do like Suge. I can say it. I mean, he was always like a big teddy bear to me.
Oh, yeah. He's a big one, all right. But no,
And that
Suge,
big damn cigar he always smoked.
See, he never smoked cigars when Suge and I were together.
Oh, really?
He didn't smoke. He didn't drink. He didn't do anything. In fact, he used to chastise me all the time about doing it. But success changes people.
It does.
It changed me, turned me into somebody that I thought I was,
In those tough hours in the hospital, when you are kind of realizing and it's settling in what's happened, right? And did the doctors tell you may not get your voice back?
No, they actually told my mother it could come back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it could come back anytime. And I did research on what they did, and they do that to a lot of people. It's not uncommon. And as long as you leave it alone, it'll heal on its own. Maybe about a year and a half. But I had the #1 record in the country at the time.
I mean, which is unbelievable.
And so I'm trying to hurry it along. So I went back in and had scar tissue removed because they said it would expedite the healing process. But what they did was screwed it up completely.
Oh my God. When did you realize that it may be gone?
I never realized it. Hell, I still think it, I always thought it was going to come back. I always kept that hope, that belief.
Yeah.
I traveled around the world looking for doctors that could help and never found one,
What is it like when you're in that hotel room or in your room by yourself and you see you're got the #1 hit in the country and you're in that position where you can't really enjoy that because you're in trouble?
Yeah. It's
How do you even rationalize to yourself to get up and go look one more place to try to get help?
Tommy, it's all I had. If I don't have the desire to fight, I might as well just die.
Did you ever break down and say this isn't worth it? Why am I even?
No,
Did you ever have that, or was it always I'm fighting no matter what?
damn right. I'm from Texas.
I'm from Texas.
That's right. We don't quit.
Yeah,
We win.
dude, that's powerful because that would bring a lot of men, big men. I've seen it to their knees, right when they hit a wall, and you were at the pinnacle of success.
I went from worst to first, and then went from first to less than worst. And it took a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol, just to even get by.
See, that's what I'm talking about. When you have to self-medicate, because, I mean, and then not being able to enjoy all the money from it. Did you get where you started to make money at that point?
No. My lessons were not done.
Yeah.
Although I had switched from Ruthless, Dre and I had started a new record label together called Death Row.
Oh, really?
And Death Row was about to have its day in the sun.
So y'all started Death Row.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Dre and I, Suge Knight, and a guy named Dick Griffey started this label together called Future Shock. Future Shock in about 6 months would morph into Death Row. By the time it morphed into Death Row, my name had suddenly vanished from all paperwork. And Suge had morphed into not my protector anymore, but sort of like the warden in this whole circus.
Money can change a lot of people.
But the dude, to his credit, he still was kind of a big brother because I was just a screwed. I was just really messed up.
Oh yeah, I could see.
Yeah, I was around a whole bunch of stuff and people that probably wanted to do me harm, but this dude would never let anybody. Maybe because he was taking all my money. I don't know, but these are lessons that I had to learn. This was my path. I'm a very spiritual guy, and I know that everything happens for a purpose.
Yeah.
And I had to walk that walk in order to be this man that I am today. The reason that I can go and talk to these kids and put all this kind of energy and effort into their future is because of my past.
Yes. Because people will take advantage of you.
Absolutely.
If you let them.
Absolutely.
And the problem is when, in this industry, it's so exciting and so intoxicating that people do anything to be in it. And they don't realize, like you didn't, that your name on that piece of paper is going to mean so much, so much money. And money gets involved, and we've all made these stupid mistakes, and we don't realize it until as we get older. My contracts today are different than my contracts when I was a kid, and I thought the Screen Actors Guild was protecting me all the time. Which
Right.
They don't know. You know,
That's right.
they ain't
You
protecting
learned a
nobody.
valuable lesson very early
Yes.
from one of your mentors, you told me.
Yeah.
And that's ownership, man. It's the key to every single thing you do
Yeah.
in life.
And that was Dick Clark. And he you know, he didn't have, but he had tremendous success, right? And he just found this kid. And those words, own it, control your own destiny.
That's right, man.
You know, luckily I got those words early. But truly, I would have worked for free just to work, right? But they resonated in my head. You know, my parents put that entrepreneurial spirit, I think, in me, growing up in a family business, right? So it kind of made sense. This industry that I love so much, it's actually really a business.
That's right.
And we have to look at it that way.
Absolutely.
But when we're 17, 18, you can't expect to know that.
These lights can be really intoxicating,
They can be.
you know. And so, but I've learned that lesson. And so I'm home now. And at the optimum time to be home, because Dallas, Fort Worth, we are ground zero for the next place to be.
It's pretty special.
It's all coming here.
Yeah.
You know, and as I was telling you before, the opportunities that travel to areas where I'm from are few and far in between anyway. And so if I could become a conduit for all of these new opportunities that are coming to Dallas, to usher some of those in communities that might not get it, then man, you know, what bigger blessing could that be?
Truly. Truly. So let's talk about those young kids out there that, you know, watch the movie, listen to the music, know who you are, know your history. You know, are you going to talk to them? What are you going to talk to them about? About, you know, what is it going to be? About watch yourself? Not everybody is what they seem, you know.
Well, that's part of it.
What do you tell that young artist that wants to, or young guy that wants to be an artist, that just, you know, when you see him or you hear him, he has a talent, and what do you say, watch out? Or do you say, you know?
Well, what I did was I started building a school. I started building a curriculum based around 4 verticals. That is gaming, music, what they call the creator economy, and software development. Because from my perspective, those are the jobs of tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so I'm building this curriculum through a program that I call the DEA. Not that DEA. The Dreams Experience Academy, right? It's a part of my nonprofit work. Doc Cares is my nonprofit. DocCares.org is the site if anybody wants to check out what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so I started building this school about 18 months ago. Did a pilot program this summer, teaching kids the introductory into game development and game design.
No kidding.
It was a brilliant program in the southern sector. The kids loved it. Some of my sponsorships, the D.O.C, the Dallas Mavericks, you know, really a lot of people in the city see my work and are getting behind me. And we're actually going into schools next year. St. Philip's Academy in Southern Dallas, and there's a YT Tech High School in Oak Cliff. And so if I can get inside the school, see, one of the things that I understand is when they took music and the arts program and the constructive programs out of school, then really you took the interest out of school for a lot of kids. one of the reasons why football players and basketball players and baseball players, they hit those books. They're at the front of the class because they see their future in those balls. And they want that opportunity to get to SMU, or Texas, or TCU, and make that zillion-dollar contract or whatever.
Right.
But when you took what about the kids that don't run and jump so high? And so I'm building a platform for those kids because one of the main issues in the super block in 216, I learned through a program called 4 Oak Cliff, is the truancy rate. It's almost 50% in Dallas. Now that's almost 25% higher than the national average.
That's just wrong.
Yeah, our kids are struggling because they don't have anything, no hope, nothing to hold on to.
I just don't understand how they can take the arts out of our schools. It's crazy.
And so that's my if I can get into the schools, then I can touch the kids before the world does.
Mm-hmm.
That means the best in this city are going to find me. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to know exactly what to tell them, exactly how to do it. We're gonna own it. We're going to put you in the spaces that you need to be. We're going to get you what you need. Because at the end of the day, what you want is the Gitas. You want this money.
Yeah.
These lights are cool, but you click a switch and it'll go out. You know what I mean? But what you want is to create wealth for yourself and for your family and for your future. You want to turn this livelihood that you enjoy into a real business. I want them to do what you did, Tommy. Take that gift and start producing some real stuff.
Yeah. Control your destiny.
Man, come on, man.
Because at 15, 16, 17, you had a talent that was just priceless. Now, it was ripped from you, but you still could write. Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you, after the accident, and I love everything you're doing. We're going to go back to just a little bit of that. But after the accident, were you self-medicated so much you couldn't write anymore, or were you still writing?
I could still write. In fact, writing was I had to.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that you hear from Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg in those early years came through me.
Oh my God.
Because I had to do it to feel whole.
Yeah.
And Snoop Dogg is a savior to me in a way because he allowed me to live through him. And the way he, that was my rocket he was riding. And so I felt the joy that he felt.
Yeah. Snoop's done something that very few people can do, and he's transcended music. He's an entertainer.
That's right, brother.
He has found, he positioned himself so well. He's an amazing dude, and
he's always been that.
I've only got to meet him a few times, but he was a big Cheaters fan.
So charming.
And he was so.
Wasn't everybody though, Tommy? We're all Cheaters fans.
Oh well, yeah. So well, it was kind of fun because he's one that I've always admired, and when he told me that and hugged me, I was like, "What? You're Snoop Dogg, and you're hugging me."
Wait a minute, I got to show you this now. Now this Dre's texting again.
Oh my gosh,
bro!
These are priceless moments here. When you got Dr. Dre.
I am. Look, so this came from my guy today.
Wake it back. Birthday wishes received. Thank you.
Oh my gosh!
Today's
Snoop himself.
Today's his birthday.
Is it really?
Yeah, I called and wished him a happy birthday this morning.
Oh my gosh!
Who knows where the hell this guy is? He's in the world somewhere.
Well, if you text him back, you say the Cheaters guy, Tommy, said he's watching you on your birthday.
You got it.
Yeah, no, I saw him in L.A. A few months ago. It was during some award show. I was there, and and I didn't see him for 10 years before that or something, but he remembered me. He gave me a hug and said,
Snoop is the realest, man.
Yeah.
He's the salt of the earth human being, that guy. He's the same kid he was when I met him. And
did he come from from the streets in L.A.?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We started recording that first Chronic record. He was locked up when we first started.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. And how did he change pot smoking to be such a cool thing to do? Because he can just light it up, and everybody still, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're the police, you still love him.
I don't know. It's just afraid, the music was so good.
Yeah.
The music was so good. The vibe was fun, even though it was dangerous.
So you were writing that.
Yeah, I was
amazing song.
I was helping that guy.
Oh, my God.
Structure and, helping him through his ideas. But it was all in him. He just allowed me to help him
Be a
refine
part
it.
of that. Yeah. Boy, that's magic. And when it happens, when you're doing it, did you realize the success it was about that?
Oh, yeah. I knew it.
You could feel it in that music.
It was great. You knew it. Like I knew. And I knew that Dre was the key. But we don't make instrumentals. And we don't just rap. It has to be a great song.
It has to all come together.
That's right.
Collaborative effort.
That's right.
So, what do you want to do? What would be your biggest goal? Would you like to? Are you still writing today, or are you just focused?
I got a record coming out next year, Tommy.
Oh, you do. I know you're doing a lot of acting work because as an actor, you got the amazing look and voice. You got everything.
I'm ready for Marvel to call me, man. I'm looking out for it. No, Busta Rhymes called me Thanos the other day.
Oh,
but yeah, I have a new album. Everything that I'm doing is a part of my mission.
yeah.
My mission is to go and give back.
Which is so important. That's me. That's how I'm living today. If it's not about a mission, then I'm out. But if we can help people because there's very few people doing it. A lot of people talk the talk, but they're not getting dirty, right, with doing it. And I do a lot of consulting with companies. I go, well, what is your business based around? I said, I'll help you, but we got to do it for some
right.
greater good.
And that's a key.
And
that's a major
and then when
key.
they understand how important that is, they always usually go, okay, yeah, let's do that. I'm going, you're a multi-billion-dollar company. Why haven't you been doing it? But it's never too late. Let's go. And we try.
America's taught greed. They taught greed.
Yeah.
They taught. This country is taught that it's best to take when it's actually the opposite is the truth.
That's right.
If you give, you're going to get so much more.
So much more. I just say start by opening the door for somebody, not a little old lady. Open the door for that 6'5" dude that's bigger than you, that's meaner looking than you. Open the door for him and watch him smile and change his day, and it'll change your day. And that's how it starts,
So for me, this album that I'm going to call N.W.G. N.W.G. stands for Nothing Without God, is a double album that is half recorded with these vocals and half recorded with using AI to reconstitute my old voice.
Oh, my God.
So it's a double album.
That's unbelievable.
A double album with both characters and one song with both of those guys on one song.
Technology has allowed us to get there today.
So everything that I suffered and sweat and blood, couldn't get it. As soon as I corrected my spirit, G.O.D. gave it to me through technology.
Oh, man, I got chills. I got chills just hearing that.
It's very cool.
No,
It's
dude.
very cool.
I mean, I want to be there. Have you gone in the studio yet?
I'm in the studio all the time.
Okay.
You know, I haven't started working on the Doc Mega guy, who is the AI guy.
Yeah.
But I've started working on this guy's record. Snoop's a part of it.
Can I just come experience a little
Of
bit?
course, man. Of course.
There's nothing more powerful to me than going in the studio and just that experience, man, just hearing it coming together I had a great opportunity to produce a few albums
Really?
and to actually just do a little doo-wop because I can't.
What? Are you serious,
No,
bro?
no, yeah, and that was some of the most fun I ever had because it was so much art going on, and it was so tight. I've done films and thousands of episodes of television, but I've never felt that tightness like being in a studio.
Yeah, it's fun.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is. It's fun.
And because you can hear when that magic happens. When you're doing a TV show or a film, you're just taking little bites. You're just shooting all these little things and you got to put it all together. But doing music, you're just mixing it right there. And it's strong. And so, yeah, I'd be honored to be able to come and watch you work.
My pleasure, man.
Be so much fun. What are you going to tell those young artists, young entrepreneurs? Because I believe if you're an artist, you need to know your business, number one, because nobody's going to watch out for you but you.
That's right.
So protect your intellectual property, but it's a business. From everything you've learned, what are you going to tell that 15-year-old D.O.C.?
Well, I'm inside this school that I'm building.
Yes.
Is a student-run, led, for-profit business.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to work. You're going to learn this business firsthand. You're going to learn how to own your craft firsthand. You're going to see how to do the things that you have to do when you get out there in that world, if that's what you choose to do. You may take these courses and feel like you want to. And by the way, these courses are all STEAM accredited.
Oh,
so you can take these courses and the credits will transfer to a year or 4 year.
Fantastic.
School, but you're going to learn to be an entrepreneur here. And you're going to learn how to want to go back and give like I am so that we can create transformative programming for our communities so that we don't sit around waiting on somebody else to do it. We have everything we need to do it ourselves. We're a big part of the problem, and so we have to start addressing that. And I think everything else will fall into place.
I love it.
As far as business is concerned, your lawyer is your best friend. Always have somebody reading anything you put your John Hancock on and understand that once you signed it, you signed it.
Yeah.
So
you can be cooked
Yeah.
and locked down. And so don't just look at the lights and the camera and think I'll do anything to get there, right? No, you don't have to do anything to get there.
But in this day and age, you don't need it. Like the game, quote unquote, if you will, is such an open market now.
Isn't it amazing what this thing can do?
You know what I mean? You can touch 100,000 people in a heartbeat.
Instant.
And I'm D.O.C. I know I've got 100,000 fans out there. If I said to those 100,000 fans, which I plan on doing, I made this album, I'm going to use it as a fundraising tool for my school. If you donate $50 to my school, I'm going to send you a limited edition copy of this album. $50, I'm going to sign it and send it to you, right? It'll cost you about $8 to make the record, $9 to make the record. Now, that school gets $40. You do that 100,000 times, that school just made $4 million.
Yeah.
With no work.
Yeah, that's
Now, what have I taught those kids?
business.
That's right.
And how to use celebrity to drive product sales.
It's all marketing and promotion.
All
And
marketing.
because you're the audience, you're their target audience. You're the people they're trying to talk to. So they should come to you to make the commercials for their or blah, blah, blah,
That's right.
which is my job. So I go stomp the yard at these Fortune 500 companies and say, look, my kids are the kids you're trying to talk to. Let them do your commercials because they know what they want to hear.
That's only smart.
It's just good business.
Tell me about what your mom says to you. What was the most moving thing you got from Mom over the last few years? You're doing so much for everybody else.
My mom is still only worried about me.
Yeah.
I hope somebody getting you some money for this stuff, son. That's her thing.
Yeah.
She knows I've gave a lot.
She wants to
And I
protect your
received a lot.
boy.
Yeah. She thinks, she wants me to be careful.
Yeah.
She's a loving mom. And I love my mama.
Oh, I know. I can see it. They give us so much and don't ask for anything in return. All they want is make sure you're doing okay.
That's my lady.
Yeah.
And now it's my turn. Now that I've got my head and my heart in the right space.
Yeah.
Now it's my turn to earn so that I could take care of her.
Tell me about the important things you're given to. You have 2 boys and you have a daughter, right?
I have 2 boys and I have 2 girls.
2 girls. Okay. Tell me what your gift that you give them. They may not understand it today.
The gift that I give my kids now is time. I give them my time. I give them my energy. I give them my love and my concern for their everyday life.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I give my kids, they want sneakers and games. And my oldest guy, he's going to be an engineer, he says, And so he likes these little Lego things when they build.
How old is
he? He's 11 years old. Well, he's 10 years old. He'll be 11 in a couple months.
Yeah. So tell me about like when you were real young and your pop wasn't always there. Is that why you are so ingrained in you to make sure you're there for your kids?
Yes. That's the gift I got from my father.
Yeah.
And he recognized it. He always says, I love how your sons love you.
Oh my.
Because I love on them,
Yeah.
It's important it's important to me that they don't feel what I felt.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get at right there.
It's important because I think part of the reason I ran from Texas was that.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I fell into those holes was that. I didn't have anybody to call and say, but they're going to always have somebody they can call.
Yeah.
Call me. If somebody makes you afraid, call me. Someone that has some kind of business, call me. Some girl wants to call me. I don't care. We're going to talk through this together.
Now you look at them and in 5 years, they're going to be at the age you were when you left. And now, how does that scare you? When you go, wait a minute, how did I do that at that
It don't scare me, because if they leave, I'm going to find them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to believe our parents let us leave when we were so young.
They didn't know I was gone. It
That
took them about 6 months to realize I wasn't here.
Yeah. Wow.
But the records started coming. It was so fast.
Yeah. And that doesn't happen.
No.
What happened is so unordinary. That's kind of success. It just doesn't happen. Lightning struck.
Yeah.
Because it's a tough business. Boy, all of a sudden things came together with Dre and Eazy-E and this magic happened. And you were probably just thinking, well, this is easy.
Sure. I still think like that. I don't, I'm a big believer, man. I believe that my steps are ordered. And all I have to do is keep taking them, one foot in front of the other.
Well, I'll tell you, you're doing amazing stuff. And I see a man full of gratitude and love, and a man that understands, because there's a lot of guys that would have a lot of hate in their heart. And to be at the pinnacle and have what was taken away from you taken away. And I'm just happy to be your friend and be able to see this guy, what an amazing human being you are, because I don't know if I could be that nice. I'd be wanting to blow the world up. Wait a minute. So it's impressive.
I'm a blessed dude, Tommy. And
yeah.
You know, to be able to sit here and have this conversation with you has meant the world.